about market and data setting. The de-risking threatens the stability of the global industrial chain. Recently, some U.S. politicians and the West have changed the decoupling theory and concocted the de-risk argument. The so-called de-risk essentially politicizes and ideologizes economic and trade order, erodes the foundation of efficient cooperation, threatens the stability of global industrial chain and supply chain, bringing huge risks to the deeply integrated global economy. From the decoupling theory to de-risking, although some US and Western politicians have changed their rhetoric, the purpose behind them has not changed. In Western economics, the de-risking specifically refers to the offsite jurisdiction of financial institutions, which has been criticized by institutions such as the US, the European Union, and the World Bank in the past. The sinister intentions of the US in forcibly equating China with risk and attempting to smear normal economic exchanges with China can be seen. From the perspective of specific policies, the so-called de-risk is still playing out tricks such as technology blockade, investment review, and supply chain transfer, so then the real purpose is to contain and suppress China. This practice of dividing the world has seriously impacted the stability of global industrial chain and supply chain. The formation of development of global supply chain is the product of economic globalization and the role of market economy. As the world's second largest economy, China is an important hub of the global industrial chain and a major trading partner of more than 140 countries and regions. US engages in decoupling from China in the name of risk removal and coerces other countries to choose sides between China and the United States, which not only seriously interferes with normal operation of the global market, but also aggravates the chaos of the global economic governance system, triggers competition and conflicts in international rules. The non-cooperation is a big risk. Over the past decades, economic globalization with free trade as the core has led to great prosperity in trade, great facilitation of investment, great flow of personnel, and the great development of technology. It has become an irreversible trend of the times in today's world. To achieve the safety and resilience of the global industrial chain and supply chain, we must base the allocation of resources on the basis of marketization, diversification, and economic globalization. However, certain countries have engaged in camp confrontation and an economic cold war in an attempt to build a parallel system that divides the world, wantonly interferes the internal affairs of other countries in hegemonic and acts, transferring risk and crisis to the outside world, and periodically harvest world wealth. More than the so-called de-risking, what is the needed for global development is depoliticization. As a present, the downward pressure on the global economy is increasing. Trade and investment growth is weak. Debt level remains high. Food and energy supplies are scarce, and the climate crisis is unprecedented. In the face of increased stability and uncertainty in the world, all parties have their own security concerns, but generalizing national security as an excuse to promote protectionism and contain and suppress other countries will only cause more problems and increase global economic risks. All countries should follow the trend and work together to promote a more creative cooperation, jointly maintain the stability of the global industrial chain and supply chain, and make more contributions to world development and security. The new rules on the US asset management have given Wall Street a headache for a large-scale loan crunch. After the Fed announced a new round of rate hikes on Wednesday, Powell said Monday's poll of senior lending officials, which typically polls more than 80 lenders, would show tighter lending standards. The magnitude of the decline will be closely watched. Restrictive monetary policy and banking turmoil have caused trouble for borrowers around the world, from mom-and-pop shops to blue-chip companies. In Europe, the corporate loan demand fell at a record high in the second quarter, slowing faster than expected. This, combined with new regulations in the US, will force large banks to raise their capital buffers by billions of dollars, which is evidence that the long-awaited tightening of lending conditions is taking place. That's all I have for today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like. See you next episode.